everybody, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing very well, and I want to welcome you to my brand new series, which is absolutely not like anything that I've ever done before. Allow me to welcome you to the very first episode of Let's Chat! And as promised, when I said that I was going to make this switch over from Talky Tuesday to Let's Chat, we're going to talk about politics. I know it's a bit of a heavy subject. There's a lot to go into it. There's a lot to talk about, but I'm going to try and condense my feelings as much as I possibly can. Otherwise, this will be like a 3-hour long video and I will just keep ranting and rambling, and that's not really what you want to watch. Unless you do want to watch it. If you want to watch me talk for 3 hours, let me know down below, because I can talk for 3 hours. Current political events have me very stressed out on a day-to-day basis, as they may you, many people around the country, people around the world. So I decided that instead of sitting with all of that stress, I would turn to creative endeavors. And I'm trying to get more into making my videos. That's why I'm going to talk about a little bit of politics with you guys. But I also decided I would go back to something that I did quite enjoy doing in years past, which was knitting and crocheting. Yes, my knit and crochet bag totally has cats with mustaches and glasses. Thank you very much. So my first little project is a little Pikachu. This is all the further I have of him now. Got his little butt happening there. He's just gonna be tiny that I can like put him in my pocket, put him in my car, put them wherever, dump it gross. The main thing I need to get back into is finishing off the guys that I started in this, because this book is incredible. It even tells you how to crochet little hearts and brains and everything. Let's break into this political talk. I'll be honest with you, I am not super comfortable talking about politics, especially in this kind of format, because this is going out to a lot more people than just a couple of people I might have a conversation with face to face. Since the election, especially over the past couple of months, it's just kind of lit something inside of me that I want to know more about what's going on. I want to be more educated about it, and I want to be able to have a conversation about it and not feel inadequate. I wasn't joking when I said that I could talk about this forever, because it is just angering me on a daily basis, but I'm trying to take that anger and that outrage and turn it into positive action. That I am sharing articles, I am talking to people about things, and trying to get as involved as I can. If you don't know by now, or if you haven't been watching a lot of my videos, I am a Democrat, I guess. I'm very liberal, very progressive in my views. It's been used against me in arguments and debates, which, you know, is nothing new. I kind of works on both sides. However somebody is, they're gonna pick on the other one. I get very bothered though when people are telling me that I'm only reading what the liberal media is telling me to read, because I don't. I look everywhere because I like to get different sides on things. Being the Anglophile that I am, I mainly get my news off of the BBC, and I feel that they have a very good balance because they are in another country. They cover world issues without any kind of bias. I mean, obviously if somebody's really doing something wrong, then they're gonna call them out for it, which they have done. They've also done some really great shows about Trump on different news channels there. I also found a really great app called Countable, and when you go on it, it gives you information from both sides. It gives you actually a list of what is going to be voted on in the House and the Senate, and it gives you a chance to vote yay or nay of how you feel about it. You can also message your local representatives straight through the app too. I've done it quite a few times since I've had the app. You can also do it just online on their website, but yeah, I've gotten emails back saying that we received your message. So, you know, you're really getting through to them. Whether you're actually getting through to them is a totally different story, but at least you know that your message and your voice is being heard and counted. I think it's a very, very good app, especially if you want to know more about what's going on. And I mean, you find out like, boom, breaking news when something's happening. Just today I got an alert saying that there is an investigation starting that could lead to the impeachment of Donald Trump. So I read through everything and I had my little say about it and I shared it around. It has been a little anger inducing at times when I get the notifications, especially when I get one saying, you know, Betsy DeVos is now in charge of the Department of Education. Yay! Buckle yourselves in, everybody, because it's time for a rant. I've been very, very bothered by most of the people, all of the people that have been appointed spots in Trump's cabinet, because people are in charge of things that they know nothing about. One of the most upsetting to me is DeVos being in charge of education, because she never went to public schools. Her children never went to public schools, but yet she's in charge of public schools. When I read articles of her saying that she thinks schools need to be turned more Christian and, we need to be teaching God more, no, that's what Christian schools are for. If you want your child to go to a religious school, then you should be sending them to a school that is church run or affiliated with your religion, and leave public schools to be public schools. I worry that there are going to be changes made because, look, America's education system is not great. I will not argue that fact. It's not great. It could be so much better. I'm very scared that they're going to try and push and implement things into the educational system that are going to be damaging. It's bad enough that they don't teach kids how to write in cursive and how to read an analog clock. I sometimes hate to go on any kind of social media because I know that I'm going to see something, read a story that's going to upset me, and it's going to either be a story or somebody saying something really insensitive, but I still do it because I want to be informed and I want to be able to share my voice when somebody is insensitive or somebody is sharing information that isn't true. I'm still very worried about having Donald Trump as our president, and that's not going to go away. He's already proven in less than a month of being in office that he does not have our best interest at heart. He doesn't have, the best for the country at heart. And I feel like it's just going to be a slippery slope into America being a corporation, because that's basically how he's trying to run it right now. When your cabinet is full of business people and millionaires, and a lot of them coming just from rich families that don't know what the average American is going through, like, in my eyes, that's a problem. The people in this country did not spend the last 8 years fighting for equality and same-sex marriage and women's rights and all of these things just to have it stripped away. The reason we fought for them in the first place is because they're important, and they are no less important just because a new president came into office. As stressed out and as angry and as scared as I might feel, I am still very inspired by the people that are going to the protests, that are creating petitions, that are creating these discussions with one another, making groups to bring people together, to implement change, to get conversations started, and to hold on to all those things that we fought so hard for. I was a little worried after the Women's March that this power was going to die down, but it is so great that it is just growing little by little. My hope is that even if these investigations lead to the impeachment and conviction of Trump and he's out of office, we still need to keep working, because if Pence steps in, it's going to be just more of the same that Trump was doing. Though in all honesty, it shouldn't matter whether it was under Obama or under Trump or under whoever comes next. Like, we should not be afraid to have these marches and have these protests and speak out and be involved, because it's our future. This government is supposed to be for us, not for them. They're supposed to be listening to us, and I know that definitely does not happen the way that it should, but I think if we keep with this forward momentum of making ourselves known and our feelings known and pushing for this change, that maybe we'll gain back a little bit of that. And I know a lot of what I'm saying leans very liberal, very progressive, but I already told you that's where I am. This is my happy zone. This is home for me. I go to this area to find information, and I'll talk to people that live in this area because, they're my neighbors, and I need to try and stay nice with them because we have to live next door to each other. But my views, the way I want to live my life, the things that I want for my life, definitely sit over here. I know it's not a topic for everybody, and that's fine. But if you want to know about it, there are really great places, like I mentioned, that you can go to find more information. If it so interests you, then I urge you to check them out. I think that I will come back to the topic of politics and things that are going on because I feel like there's going to be a lot to talk about. If there's anything you'd like to know more about or that you'd like to hear me gab on about, let me know down below. I will take them into consideration for future videos. That's going to be it for this very first Let's Chat. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Remember to ring the little bell so that you get notifications of when my videos go live. And I will see you guys for what I did this weekend. Have a great one until I see you next time. Love you, bye!